Mexico's focus tree is an interesting one. It has a lot of choice and options, but when it comes down to it, how much do your choices really matter? Right, and already we have a decision. We can either exile Calais or do Jefe Maximo. If we do Jefe Maximo, we can't arrest General Cedilio, which means we either have to support him or let him rise up. But here's the thing. Arresting him takes 4 focuses. Supporting him takes 6. So, yeah, I think we're going to arrest him. But I will say this about this tree many times. That is the beauty of it. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can really mix and match with these paths. And I guess that's good for replayability, roleplay, all of that sort of stuff. Oh, and I almost forgot. The church events. These are also very important for Mexico, because if you go to either extreme, Catholic state or atheist state, and don't have 60% stability, you get a revolution. And yeah, I don't really fancy a revolution in 1936, so rest in peace. But the annoying thing is that these decisions, those events, are RNG. They can appear at random times, and they can be really annoying. So you have to make sure you're totally on top of them. Right, oh right. Now we're going to make our way down to support Spain's loyalists. Well, we're going to do it via Legacy of Revolution. You could do ban political militias if you really wanted to, but I don't know why you would. You don't have to do things like the gold shirts or the red shirts if you don't want to. Speaking of, that's how we're going to get down there. Because right now, I really want the factories. They're more useful. You have so many options to do this, but they all end in the same place. Spanish Civil War refugees. Oh, and what do you know? Leon Trotsky is here. And he is an organizational genius. He must join the government. Look at that. 12 org and plus 0.4 XP a day. That is ridiculously strong. If I hadn't just spent a load of PP, I would have hired him immediately. But oh well, oh well. So, I know I said we were going to do support Spain's loyalists, but I actually want to talk about this decision, because it isn't really much of a decision. Phalangist veterans and Spanish loyalists lead to the exact same thing. Support the Spanish left and support the Spanish right. It is funny that Hoi4 tries to present this as a big thing, but really, there is no consequence to doing either of these. They're pretty much exactly the same as each other. But oh well, I did say I would support the Republicans, and I am a man of my word. And no surprise, I'm going to spam support the Spanish left, because it is such a powerful decision. Every 7 days, we can get 20 XP, potentially. And remember, this focus tree was added back when you actually had to research your doctrines. So yeah, this is a really, really powerful decision. Anyway, what to do? National Bank. Anyway, I'm definitely going to get this industrial concern. And agricultural bank or liberalise the banking sector. So what's the difference between the two? Agricultural bank will give you 2% via worker militias. Liberalise will give you 1% with private armies. So just 1% there. The only real difference I've found between the two is that strike breaking gives 10% factory output. That's it. That's the only real change. But as I've said many times on this channel, if 10% or 1% are actually that much of a difference, you are always going to lose. In my opinion, both of these trees are too similar to each other. Most of the differences between the two are just aesthetic. But whatever, I may as well go down to the Confederation of Mexican Workers. I am trying to flip, after all. But yet again, you don't have to. You want the Cedilio private armies and still flip to communist? The Mexican tree says, hell yes, you can do that. No problems. Okay, alright. I'm going to grab, where is he? The Union Boss. And now we're going to do anti-disestablishmentarianism. Oh dear. not a good performance by the Republicans. They're already down. That's annoying, because we could have gotten so much more XP from them. But whatever. 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 Well, it looks like I put it off long enough. Let's do the red shirts. But I do actually think both of these are an interesting choice. The gold shirts gives you 15 extra DRR, and that's really powerful. But the gold shirts also give 10 extra defense and attack on core territory. Oh, also some planning speed, but so does the gold shirts. If I had to choose a preference, I would say the gold shirts just because of that DRR. Well, what a coincidence, we can do Communist Revolution! And funnily enough, these sorts of focuses like Communist Revolution, Revanchist Revolution, Catholic politics, Crusade against atheism, these are some of the few focuses in Mexico's tree that do lock you out from doing other focuses. But the only focuses you get locked out of are other focuses like them. You can only flip via these focuses once. And hello, Trotsky! And its first move is going to be the Bolivarian Alliance. But again, funnily enough, Hispanic Alliance pretty much does the same thing. Create a faction, and if you're the right ideology, it will spread your ideology. So, you do have a choice, but it leads to the exact same destination. The only different choice is Realpolitik. Realpolitik locks you out of Coastal Defense Plan. So, yeah, I don't really think there's a reason to do that, but you can do it. Hoi4 lets you. Well, it looks like the revolution is spreading, but will any of these flip? I have no idea. I don't know why we're acting so upset about the 4th International when we're the 4th International. Hoi4 works in mysterious ways. Anyway, let's integrate the South and begin to push on Guatemala. I'm very sorry, I really am. I standardized the army to 20 whips and yeah, this should be okay. And already Guatemala itself is pretty much fully encircled. Oh, they just flushed. Nice. Okay, on to Honduras, please. And thank you. Alright, it never ends, it never ends. Let's prepare for Nicaragua. 5, 4, 3, 2. We actually have to take their capital and Bluefield. I don't know when Hoi4 added that, but they did. They did. And thank you, sorry for mod. Costa Rica, get going. Not even gonna wait, just get going. And because of my heinous actions, F to the League of Nations. Thank you. Next up, Panama. But Panama is a bit of a problem thanks to the canal. So, Navy is ready, let's do some naval invasions. I can't believe it's suggesting that we go through the entire... That's stupid, but that does give me an idea, actually. Break half of you up, half of you go to San Jose. How long will that take you? Oh, they're gonna go the whole way around. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'll do one naval invasion to take that tile of Panama, and the other two will go straight in to Panama City. Finally, that's good, so let's get a third research slot. Which one's the closest? 175 days for that one, and 140 for rural schools. Right, let's get Panama, I suppose. I should also push on San Jose, David. Oh, that was nice and easy. And there we go. Right, time for one more. Right, I think most of you know that taking El Salvador can be a massive pain, because they usually have a lot of very small units. So what are we going to do about that? Simple. We're going to declare on them, but let them take our territory. So this breaks their entrenchment. Already there's only one unit, oh, two, in San Salvador. Give it a moment, and there we go. That should be more than enough. Let's get them. Try and make an encirclement, and yeah, that should do it. You think you can come back and stop us? No, you can't. Enjoy your encirclement. And thank you. And let's puppet them. Because I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, but Bubbles, if you puppet them, they can get more factories. And you know what? You're right. That is totally something I can do. So let's release the rest of them. Costa Rica, Guatemala, Nicaragua, and so on and so forth. Let's see what you got. Motorization effort, motorization, mechanization, equipment, armor. I will give you guys an opportunity to do some more factories, but be quick, because I do plan on annexing you, sooner rather than later. Oh yeah, I should say that as well. This is another good option for Mexico, because you can puppet them or just integrate them directly. The choices are yours, and yours alone. Okay, I put it off for long enough, let's do the worker militias. I swear I said I was meant to do that earlier. And funnily enough, this will give us 5% support, which means we can go to atheist state and have no consequences. Look at that, they're building navies. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. I would like a 4th research slot, so let's get it via church schools and the Legion of Christ. All 3 of them in a way do give benefits. Legion of Christ gives mob speed and fascist support. Knights of Columbus gives a tiny bit of democracy and some infrastructure and civ build speed. But I guess the odd one out is state education. It gives 25 political power. It would actually be a good thing to go down something like Syndicus Youth, but we're locked out now. We've made our choice. Well, it looks like I need some manpower, and I could get some by annexing these guys. So let's see what you're doing. Research, construction, armor, infrastructure, construction. Don't these decisions take 60 days? Yes, they do. So I'll let you finish and then get 10 days into your next one. As long as you do something like infrastructure or factories, that could be useful. There we go, I'll let you finish. Once you're at 59 days, I'll begin the annexation. I can't wait forever. I need equipment and manpower. And you guys can give it to me. Alright dudes. Oh, actually that's a good one. I'll let Armament Effort 2 get down. There's my point. There. That's as low as we'll go. 61, 60, and 59. Thank you and good night. Oh my goodness. Chile has flipped. Hell yes. Welcome to the revolution. Although this faction is about to get much smaller. Oh, so much smaller. I am going to miss out on these 2 factories from Guatemala, but oh well, it's going to happen for a few of these. I didn't wait. My choice, my consequence. So, how many factories are we going to get? We went from 27 to 81. Oh, that's nuts. I like that. I like that. Oh, another brother has joined the revolution. Bolivia. Well, looks like an election campaign has begun. And yes, you do need to keep Trotsky for the new home of the revolution achievement. I think it's time for reform. Who should it be? Who should it be? I don't know. The Revolutionary General. Sounds interesting. Let's go for him. Who have we gotten? Oh my goodness, look at that moustache. We made the right choice. And he has some good traits as well, so you know. Francisco now has a big decision. What to do about the oil. This is actually also an interesting one, I think. But both of these are really similar to each other. All of them are. The US and Britain's ones are very similar, and the Soviets and Germans ones are very similar. There's almost an illusion of free choice. I know there's some minutiae in it, but you get the idea. Well, now it's time for the big one. The US has been enough of a problem for long enough. So let's do Operation Just Cause. We're gonna nab this good old Panama Canal. Oh no, it's not going too well. Uh-oh. It said we seized it, but then it said we failed. What on earth? Never mind, the US just immediately declared on us. Doesn't really matter. We will take this canal. You know, stuff like this really reminds me just how much Hoi4 has changed. Back in the day when you did this, the US would be really weak. I even looked on my old Mexico guides, and when I started against the US in 1940 or whatever, they had 56 divisions. Now the US has up to 203. So yeah, Paradox has made the US really good at mobilizing. There is no gaps anymore, no cheeky place to make an encirclement. You're in a lot of trouble. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could do port straps on the Panama Canal. But considering everything else that's going on, it might be the only way that we can beat the US. But in other news, they are head smashing on our front line. So yeah, that kind of confirms what we already knew, the US would put units in for port strats. I guess that's a good advice if you want to do this for your games, but I'm gonna take the canal. I don't want to do port strats today. I wanted to see how well my defense could work. Well, there we go. You know what, let's do the coastal defense plan, integrate the canal, and where is the button? Blow up the canal. Well, so far, we're actually holding quite well. The US has lost, oh, quite a bit. Quite a bit indeed, sir. And there goes the Panama Canal. If you can't tell, the biggest problem right now is air. We're being pummeled. I didn't really invest in it. Could that have been a problem? Maybe. You know what I'd consider a victory? If we take the US to 1 million casualties. I would be okay with that. I've got to try compensation. No, yes, unsurprisingly no, no. This reminds me of Ethiopia in a way, where we're just being pummeled so much that we have to put our units out, let them regain their org, and send them back in. It's kind of funny. Well, I'm surprised it took that long, to be honest. Where is it? Oh, there you are. It's on the... Oh, that's bad for you. That's where my units happen to be. But there we go. 1 million casualties for the US. Is this a success for us? Probably not, but close enough. We've given the US a very bloody nose. So, where am I going with this? Does Mexico's choices actually matter? Yes and no. With the exception of being unable to do focuses beyond Catholic politics and crusade against atheism, there is almost no consequences for doing anything. Since every ideology can do almost every focus an ending Mexico has, it doesn't really matter what you do, you will reach the same destination. Again, I really like this path, but if I was to improve it, I would give each ideology more bonuses to make them more distinct from each other, because right now, they more or less play exactly the same as each other. The only difference is which ideology you're playing. But let's be honest, if that's the biggest problem I can find with Mexico's focus tree, it's still pretty good, isn't it? I just wish the fight against the US was as easy as it used to be. But oh well, it's probably better in the long term that it's more of a challenge, isn't it? So whatever. Until next time everybody, I thank you for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed it, and until we meet again, from me, Bubbles Zest. Goodbye.